Hi everyone, it's Welcome to the Week with Dr. RP for week 8, our last week together in Intro to Doc Studies for summer 2020 and 21 education 5604. I'm so glad we've made it here to week 8 and you're doing great work. I know it's been a long summer and I'm really proud of all the work you're doing. So let's go ahead and get started. This week, in our Welcome to the Week, we're going to talk about what this week's about, and then we're going to talk about our assignments due this week. So, don't jump the gun. This week we are going to cover a few different things in our class. First, of course, I have to open it up again. We are going to think about, in this week's class, we're going to talk about setting goals for our future and think about how you're going to approach the next 2 years. Think about your goals, how you're going to make those goals more manageable. Think about what are your appropriate goals versus what are pie in the sky goals. And you're also going to think about what helps doctoral students succeed. So we're going to do some reading about those things. You're going to watch a conversation with myself and Dr. Ashley Staples, who you know obviously from last year's finance class. Last year at this time, the students were just, this was really an introduction to Dr. Staples, but hopefully you'll find this to be a nice reacquaintance with her, thinking about her as a colleague and as a scholar and as a postdoc, not just as an instructor. She's going to talk a little bit in our interview about how she sets her goals and what strategies she uses to make and manage progress towards those goals. You're also going to be listening to a podcast with Dr. Gary Latham. Now, the podcast is a little bit long. It's called Behavioral Grooves, and the title of the podcast is Goal Setting, Prompts, Priming, and Skepticism. Now, it's 90 minutes long, so it might not be something that you want to listen to or plan to listen to all in one chunk, and it's definitely not something you want to listen to at the last minute. I really want you to take some time to listen to the whole thing. Dr. Latham is a really fun listen. He's very engaged in this topic, but obviously it's a long podcast. So listen to it on your way to and from work. Listen to it if you're working out. I do not work out right now, but if I did, I maybe would listen to it. Take a long drive. Find some time, break it up, really listen to what he has to say. He's enthusiastic about this topic, and I think as you listen to it, you will be really encouraged and interested in the way that he thinks about how we can set goals and how we can prime ourselves to meet those goals. I'll be interested to hear what you have to say about it. You're also going to be listening to, reading 2 short articles on how doctoral students how doctoral students attribute their success, so how they set their goals and how they work for them, how it worked for them, and then how you can set goals for your success. Once you do that, once you've listened to the podcast and the short video, once you've read those 2 short articles, I want you to do the following things. First, I want you to think about joining the National Center for Faculty Development and Diversity. The NCFDD is an organization that was designed to help underrepresented faculty in higher education establish themselves and become more successful within higher education, in particular in faculty roles. University of Missouri system has a system membership, which means that anyone who wants to can join for free and take advantage of their opportunities. So I encourage all doctoral students to take advantage of this free membership. There's a link in Canvas. Go ahead and log in there, and when you get a few minutes, just explore and see what might be appealing to you. Later, especially if you're my advisee and probably in Problems and Issues next spring, we'll be talking about how to take advantage of things like their 14-day writing challenge and other services they offer to keep moving in your dissertation writing. You're going to be submitting your final revised research statement. It's due on Friday, July 30th. Now, that's a different deadline than normal, Friday the 30th, but that's because I have to have all of my grading turned in by the beginning of the following week for summer session. So if you need an extension, you need to let me know early. But hopefully I'll get you the feedback for round 2 and you'll just have some polishing to do and you'll be able to get that 3rd one turned in right away. Don't forget to tell me what grade you think you've earned in the comments of the submission in Canvas. There's an informal and anonymous feedback survey that you can click on and add your feedback to the feedback from last year. So your feedback will not be separated. So it won't, even though there's only 3 of you, it'll just add into the feedback from previously. And then finally, I'm going to ask you, instead of doing the discussion board that was listed in the syllabus, I'm just going to ask each of you to email me 2 SMART goals that I'm going to put all this up on the PowerPoint now. 2 SMART goals that you have developed. So go ahead and I can't do this. Go ahead and set 2 SMART goals for yourselves, and then email after you've gone through this assignments, and email them to me. And by Thursday the 29th. So just send me an email with 2 goals for the upcoming semester that are related to your research, writing, or thinking plans. So think about, that might be, for example, it might be like adding to your annotated bibliography or further developing your research statement. It might be thinking about who you might want to have on your committee, or a scholar that you might be interested in sending an email to ask about their work. There's all sorts of goals that you might have related to your research, writing, and thinking. Try to make them SMART. Be really thoughtful about what's realistic for you in the next 20 weeks. Be mindful about what's timely for you. So something that can be accomplished in the next 20 weeks. The goal does not have to be big. I want it to be manageable, realistic, timely. Make it SMART. 2 goals. Send them to me by Thursday the 29th. No discussion board post this week. Class is almost over. You've all done really well. I'm proud of you. I'm excited to see what the next year and coursework in the year following that in dissertation writing is bringing us. I'm really proud of all of you. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Have a great week.